One man is deceased on scene, and right now, I mean, if you take a look behind me, you can see the highway is completely shut down. 18-year-old Zachary Hammond told police he was just messing around when he pointed a gun at his best friend's face, and it, quote, just went off.
I'm Allison Martinez, and we're up here in Sky News. Show everyone what we're looking at, giving you a bird's eye view of the sky.
The ART lanes are becoming a hub for bicyclists because of how open and smooth they are. From yesterday to today, the visibility has decreased significantly. And if you look behind me, you can see that the smoke continues to take over the Durango skies. State police received a call around 8 p.m. last night from a visitor who was at the home and saw the bodies through the window. Kim, neighbors we spoke to say last night's standoff was one of the most intense situations they've seen in this area.
Everybody was a little bit freaked out about it.
A typically quiet neighborhood turned into a SWAT scene.
Shocked me to no end.
Some people stuck in their homes while others couldn't get to their homes for hours.
Everybody was just standing around, sitting around on the sidewalk for a long time. They wanted to go home. They're coming back from work. They're tired, but the officer said no.
They were on their speakerphones asking everybody, all the residents of this neighborhood, to stay inside their houses because there was an emergency situation going on.
Residents along Macon Street in northeast Albuquerque were shocked when over 60 officers surrounded their street looking for Charles Purvis after he barricaded himself inside of this home.
It is scary because you don't know what they're going to do. Desperate people do desperate things.
Everybody was just yelling and screaming, waiting over there, and when we hearing the shots and everything.
Hiding inside to avoid any trouble.
I thought, oh, this is pretty darn close.
Neighbors say once it got dark, they heard officers calling for the man to surrender.
And I heard the woman officer telling him to put his hands up for your safety. Come out with your hands up to ensure your safety. She said it several times.
And that went on for maybe an hour or so. And then I could hear, and then all of a sudden I heard a bunch of shots fired.
APD says those actually weren't shots fired, they were shock booms rather. Dean, the Bow and Arrow Lodge may look a lot different soon. The city is asking the property owners to make some big changes, and it has to be done in 120 days. An eyesore that neighbors are ready to see go.
It's a major source for drug activity and prostitution.
It is a big nuisance. I mean, it's a magnet for crime because when you get these guys looking for drugs and they don't have the money to pay for it, they come over here and steal from us.
It's no secret that the Bow and Arrow Lodge near Central and Wyoming is a crime magnet.
Yeah, unfortunately, everybody in the Southeast Area Command knows where the Bow and Arrow is, and we've had incidents over there over the years, but we want that place to get cleaned up.
Which is why the motel may be getting its last chance. The city has cracked down on the place, asking the owners to fix an abundance of problems that came to light upon inspection.
Some of the units we saw did have some code violations, which included faulty wiring, which included holes in the wall, and those are all things that need to be fixed before you have occupants in the building.
On February 8th, the property owners were taken to court, which is when the city gave them a 120-day deadline to bring the property into compliance.
And the goal with code enforcement is to get property owners to take responsibility for their property, and that's exactly what's happening right now.
However, neighboring businesses aren't optimistic the renovations will make a big difference.
No, it's not going to help. You can put a Band-Aid on a gunshot wound, but it isn't going to help.
It should help. It would be nice, like they said, if they could fence it off.
When we reached out to the owners, they did not want to go on camera. A man made the discovery while out on a run last week. We're standing all the way over here because the fence almost shorted one of our cameras earlier today. It's a place where families come to have fun, but this fence has sparked a problem.
I've never seen anything like this.
Along the edge of Sean McWethy Park in the Tres Volcanes neighborhood near Unser and Ladera is this metal fence that lies under a group of transmission lines. While the fence looks harmless, Frank Valdez quickly discovered it wasn't.
I was just walking by the fence. I had to tie my shoelace, so I ended up holding on to the top wire to get my balance, and my foot touched the bottom wire, and I ended up getting jolted.
Valdez went home to grab a voltage reader.
I saw that it lit up, so I found out there's power running through it.
He says the fence put out 139 volts, which is more than a standard household current. We went to check it out ourselves, and the electrified fence even shorted our news camera. And today,
So that one's reading, it says overload.
neighbors worry about the kids who play at the park every day, and there are no posted warning signs.
I think it's dangerous, and anybody can get shocked not knowing.
The city's Parks and Rec department refused to go on camera about the situation, but say the fence was installed 10 years ago, and they have no clue if it was ever grounded. They're now working with an electrician to fix the problem. That ticking noise you heard in the story was again the electricity interfering with our cameras. The Parks and Rec department says since building this park a few years ago, they've grounded all of the new fencing.